I mean, YouTube. If well, I know for one thing, when YouTube started, there weren't things like algorithms, and at the time, I think they hadn't yet been bought by Google. And at the point that they got bought by Google was really when like you started seeing things like YouTube videos with ads in them, and then people be able to get monetized and all that stuff. So it was very very different because you could go on YouTube and watch stuff and put up stuff, and there wasn't all these interruptions. And now it seems like people like it seemed like people back then were making content because they just really wanted to just show something and be visual and get their opinion out. And it's kind of like that now, but a lot of it's more geared towards what can I do to make the algorithm like me enough for people to watch my stuff. And so sometimes you get bad actors and people that are just saying things or doing things in an attempt to try to get people to watch that they don't necessarily mean. So I think it was a little bit more genuine back then. It was just about, showing yourself off and just trying to, entertain people. But that doesn't make it bad. It just makes it different. So you kind of have to know going in, okay, like when I'm thinking of songs or videos, I always come from the purest place of like, what's going to entertain me first? Because if nobody else likes it, I want to listen to it. I want to put it on streaming and hear it and be able to like it. But I also kind of gear towards, okay, but if I have this thought for an idea, in what ways can I maybe add a couple of things in that are in the zeitgeist now? Or if I'm thinking of a video idea, what kind of video can I put out there that's going to really grab people's attention and make them want to watch or hear the message that I have to say? And so, but that's always been true of anything that involves like music and marketing and stuff like that. You kind of have to think beyond yourself, think about the people that are consuming this outside of me. What do they want to see and hear? And then how can I do that in an authentic way that's still going to have the most amount of people like it?
No, no, certainly. It's funny you talk about samples and all this type of thing. I feel like the younger generation, especially, I mean, it's hard to say a genre because it's also blended now in a way that it didn't used to be. But
True.
my God, I think it's gotten a lot of control. I'm like, Ava Max, your whole career is just singing over 80s music. Like, is LA entirely bereft of anyone with original idea? Like, I mean,
Pretty
it's
much.
like, I mean, it's just kind of everything's, and maybe it's just because I'm getting old, but everything seems so derivative now. Like, I don't know. How do you feel about that?
Well, it's funny because I grew up. My era of hip hop was primarily the '90s, and the '90s was sampling stuff from the '70s and '80s. And now, as an older gentleman, I now hear songs being sampled from songs that were sampled back when I was listening to hip hop or really getting into it. So it's like we're
Yeah.
now like double, triple, quadruple sampling stuff. And hey, as a person that has done like his own like reimagining of things, I it's not that I'm completely not appreciative of it, but I kind of like when it's done in a different style or when